Hey, it's Monday. It's weather for Weather Geeks time on this Monday afternoon. Holy wind, Batman. It is really, really windy out there. As we expected, we've been talking about this since the middle of last week. High wind warnings up for much of our viewing area. It's actually a wind advisory for Columbiana, Lawrence, and Mercer counties. Those are the counties that the Pittsburgh National Weather Service office covers. The Cleveland NWS office has chosen to go to a high wind warning for Mahoning and for Trumbull counties. And this is causing some power outages this afternoon. These are the reports on the First Energy website. Trumbull County about 1,400, Mahoning County about 1,500, and down in Columbiana County much less, about 136. Not too many reports over in Mercer and Lawrence as of about 2 p.m. 326 in Mercer and Lawrence County 119. So the biggest problems are indeed in Trumbull and in Mahoning counties with power outages this afternoon. It's all because of the wind, of course. I'm going to throw on the let's throw in the isobars here, lines of equal pressure. That really demonstrates how the wind is howling out there. Look how tightly they are packed together this afternoon, all thanks to a deepening area of low pressure up here north of the Great Lakes. This thing is down to at least 976 millibars right now, and if you're not really a super geeky weather hobbyist, that's really low for a non-tropical system that's over land. It happens, but not often. And when it does, it produces a lot of wind. And so this afternoon, let's bring up a wind gusts. Now, this is going to be a little hard to read, but here in Youngstown at 2 o'clock, we had a 41-knot wind gust at 2 o'clock, and that translates to about 47 miles per hour. I believe that's our highest gust of the day. They gusted earlier over at Akron-Canton to 60 miles per hour, and I've seen some 60-mile-per-hour gusts in Toledo this afternoon as well. Now, along our, or just ahead of our cold front, there's been some showers around. Now, earlier today, this actually produced some lightning and thunder and even prompted some severe thunderstorm warnings west of Cleveland and over towards Sandusky, but the line has really weakened quite a bit, so it's just sort of a real broken line of showers pushing through at 2:08 p.m. You can definitely see the temperature starting to fall. It's still 65 in Newcastle, but we've dropped to 58 in Youngstown, and then you go into western Ohio, and we're down into the 40s already. So the cold front's on the way, bringing about some pretty big changes to our weather. It's kind of back to normal, even a little bit below normal for the rest of the week. But at least we're not seeing this. This is a pretty healthy snow event north of Chicago and up into Wisconsin, UP of Michigan as well. Elsewhere across the country, there's not a lot going on this afternoon. This is kind of our big ticket item as far as temperatures go. Real easy to pick out where our cold front is this afternoon. Of course, it's right in through here. South of it, hey, they're in the 70s down in the southeast. We spiked into the mid-60s around the Mahoning and Shenango valleys earlier on today. That may be the last time we see those kinds of readings for quite a while. Let's strip off all of the current information. We'll take a quick look at our short-term computer models here to see what the radar should look like as we go out through time, focusing on the short term. And, if you want to get outside and enjoy this warmth while it's still here, it's a fleeting thing. Here's what the radar should look like, generally speaking, for the rest of the afternoon. This is at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Our showers pushing east right around sunset at 5 o'clock. The showers are out of here. So if you want to walk the dog, do anything outdoors, and avoid the showers, I think after 3, you're probably in pretty good shape, unless you live in the far eastern end of our viewing area. So from roughly 3 to 5, you can still get outside. It's going to be windy as all get out, and not exactly bright and sunny, but at least you'll probably be avoiding the raindrops. And as we go past sunset this evening into the overnight, not much going on, just dropping temperatures. We've got a lot to talk about as we go into the medium range because, of course, Thanksgiving is coming up later this week. And for kind of an in-depth look at the weather around Thanksgiving, check out my weather blog post from this morning, ericwfmj.com. If you're more of a reader instead of a video watcher, if these kinds of videos are kind of hard for you to watch at work, head over to my weather blog. It's a little easier to check out what I have to say in a non-video form for some people. Wednesday, biggest travel day of the year traditionally, or at least one of the top 2 or 3, depending on what day of the week some of the other holidays fall. And this is going to be a big snowstorm for much of the east of Youngstown. No problems here locally Wednesday. This is Wednesday afternoon. What we have going on here is an intense low-pressure system just off the coast. Rain for a while along the immediate coast, but it will change to snow eventually. And then this is going to be a big snowstorm for the central Appalachians and heading over towards Allentown and Harrisburg, PA, up to Albany, New York, kind of this zone through here. Some places are going to see at least a half a foot, if not a foot worth of snow, and that's really going to snarl traffic and really going to snarl air travel on Wednesday. And what I said in my post this morning is, if you or a loved one is flying in or out of Cleveland or Pittsburgh on Wednesday, while the weather locally will be fine, there could be kind of a chain reaction effect going on here with all of this bad weather along the eastern seaboard, the major hubs, Boston, New York, Philly, D.C. That could cause a slowdown nationwide because of the problems at those airports. So there might be some delays around our local airports on Wednesday, even though the local weather will not be much of a problem. So the East Coast gets slammed, but we missed that one. This Alberta Clipper system on Wednesday night and heading into Thanksgiving Day, likely to produce some light snows along and south of the Ohio River, but is most likely a miss for us. But what we will see on Thursday is a scattering of flurries. I wouldn't expect this to really add up. Maybe someone gets a coating out of this, but a little bit of lake enhancement going on here, a little mood snow, if you will. But again, I don't really think this will be a big deal. If you're doing some traveling, heading off to grandma's on Thanksgiving, you're going to see some flurries. It's going to be blustery. It's going to be cold. But aside from a coating in spots, I wouldn't really count on much in the way of any sort of accumulations or problems on Thanksgiving. Black Friday, Friday morning, a lot of you nuts will be shopping at 4 in the morning. I say nuts because my wife likes to be one of them. And of course, there are great deals to be had, and I hope you have a good time if that's your tradition, heading out early on Friday morning to hit the malls. If you're going to be standing outside, it's going to be cold, but not snowing. Maybe there's a flurry, but most of the time just cold. Wind chills will be down in the teens Friday morning. Friday overall an uneventful day. As we go into the weekend proper then, I think Saturday's uneventful, and then another big travel day coming up on Sunday. And this will be a rather cloudy day, it looks like, and if it precipitates, it'll probably be rain on Sunday. This definitely is a liquid-looking kind of a pattern here. This doesn't look like much precipitation, but if you or a loved one is traveling again Sunday, East Coast fine, locally wouldn't expect really any sort of big-ticket problems. A real quick look at this is the hot off the press's latest European model snowfall forecast for this East Coast storm. Definitely painting a 6+ area, probably east of State College in Altoona, and then closer to Harrisburg, down over towards Allentown, York, over into the Poconos, heading up towards Albany, and then a lot of New England gets slammed with a whole bunch of snow. Big cities along the East Coast, amounts will be lower, but there will be accumulating snow, I think, for at least a while. Boston, New York City, Philly, perhaps D.C. as well. And yeah, that's going to cause a lot of problems on Wednesday. All right, quick look at the long range. I'm liking the trend for early December. Overall, December as a whole may not be all that harsh compared to November and compared to what's probably coming in January and February. And certainly the beginning of December, what's in the foreseeable future anyway, this doesn't look bad at all. So as we turn the calendar over, might be some days in the 50s for a couple of days around the second or third day of December. Then we might trend down after that. That remains to be seen. But I'm pretty confident that the first week of December overall is not looking that cold. Thank you for watching Weather for Weather Geeks on this Monday. I'll see you on the news tonight at 6 and 11. Dana and I will be out at the Racino in Austintown this evening from 7 to 9, collecting donations in terms of food and monetary donations for Project Feed Our Valley. So we look forward to seeing you out at the Racino this evening from 7 to 9. If I don't see you then, I'll see you on TV.